Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ankit and you're watching Mahardev. In today's video, we will cover how to rotate objects or a group of objects around any arbitrary point. We will also check lights and shadow effects in 3 shapes. So let's get started. So this was my last project where we built the glowing sun. We will continue this project, and first of all we will start with placing our sun at a far away distance. Let's make it 20 and minus 60. Yes. Yeah. So sun is far away, but the stars are quite fast. Let's reduce their speed. This should work. Yeah. Now this looks a bit decent. Let's now add our Earth. We'll start with creating the Earth's geometry. Make size a bit smaller than 1 because later on we'll add some clouds. So that will be of size 1. Give it a material. Over here we'll add the roughness to 1, metalness to about 0. Now we will add our layers to our earth. Let's drag and drop these images over here. So this one, yeah, this is our moon map, moon bump image, our earth map, the cloud map, and the earth's bump image. We will start with adding the earth map. I'll give the address to our earth map image. Now add the bump image, make it bump, and rename it to bump. Yes. Now we'll set the bump scale to 0.3. That would give the roughness, the bumpness to our earth. We'll now create an earth mesh and pass along our earth's geometry and earth's material into it. Now we can set this receive shadow property to true so that we can see the shadow on our earth, and we'll also set the cast property to true so that our earth object can also create shadow effects. We'll set our earth layer 0 and we will add it to our scene. Let's check out. Earth are missing. Yes. Okay. So we also need to render our layer 0. We have added our earth to layer 0 so that it does not bloom. If you haven't checked out the blooming effect, you can check out my last video. I'll also drop a link in the description. Yeah. We will also have to render our layer 0. Let's check now. Something is still missing. Okay, spelling mistakes. Let's make a texture. Yep, now this should work. Yeah, put a bit darker. Let's increase our ambient light a bit to 0.2. Yep, yep, now we can see our earth. So let's make few more changes. We'll now add our point light so that one side of the earth can glow just like it actually happens to create different light zones. We will create a point light now. Three dot point light. Yeah. We will set its color to white and intensity to 1. Now this line is very important to cast shadows. Point cloud cast shadow property must be set to true. Next, we also have to set the shadow camera visible to true. Next, point light dot shadow biasing. This must be set to a very lower value, 0001. Yep. Finally, point light, we have to set the shadow darkness so that how dark the shadow will be. And lastly, we have two of the properties, shadows map width and shadow map height. We will set it to 2048. Default is 512 for those two properties. We will set its position to exactly where our the blooming sun lies. So minus 50, 20 and minus 60, so that it completely this light source act as our sun. Yep. Let's get a bit closer to our earth. You can see one of the hemisphere is glowing. Now we should start with adding our pivot. We'll set up our camera pivot in an axis in which our camera would rotate. Over here we created 3D object. Now we'll add this in our Earth's mesh so that our Earth mesh becomes its arbitrary point. Now we'll add our camera into it, and in our render function we will rotate this camera pivot with a very small value. Let's check out. Now we can see our camera is rotating around an axis. So let's copy this earth and start building our moon. So for moon geometry we will set up very small size, make it 0.1, yeah, roughness 5, and we will change our moon map and bump map. Remaining properties will remain true, and we'll just change its exposition so that it's a bit far from the earth. You can see it's at a distance, but it's just standing there. So we need to rotate our moon around our earth. So let's create one more pivot element. Let's name it moon pivot. This will also be a 3D object. So let's also add this moon pivot into our Earth's mesh and add our moon mesh into this pivot. So down in the render, we can again go and return this. Let's rotate our moon in an opposite direction. So we'll do minus equals to, give it a small value. So it's not rotating. Okay, not moon mesh, it will be moon pivot. Now we can see, but it's rotating horizontally. Let's add one more thing so that it rotates on an axis. For that we can simply give a fixed x rotation value. We won't change this value, and now we can see the moon is rotating at an angle, but still we don't get the shadow. So let's check. We have to set two of the global properties for our renderer, one of which is shadow map. We'll set its enable value to true, we'll have to, we can also mention the shadow type property. We'll set it to PCF soft shadow. Yeah, this should now enable our shadow. Something's wrong. Let's check out. Okay, so capital letter 3. Now we can see the shadow effect too, but still our earths look a bit dull because the clouds are missing. So let's go and add the clouds over our earth's layer. We will just copy our earth's code, earth's material mesh and geometry. We'll copy it down here and start building our cloud. So for cloud, we'll set its size to 1 so that it's a bit larger than our earth. For cloud material, we won't require these properties. Just need we need to make it transparent so that we can actually see our earth through. We will set up our image for our cloud. We won't require bump map. Now finally creating our mesh. For this we'll need to pass our cloud geometry and cloud material into it. Let's remove these properties and we are ready to go. Let's add a bit of rotation to our cloud so this looks a bit more realistic. Yep, so that's been my time, guys. Thank you all for watching, and do like, share and subscribe if you like the content.